Welcome to my Q&A video. Now, I went onto Facebook and Twitter the other day and said, does anyone want to ask me any questions if I do a Q&A video? And luckily I had like 12 questions, so enough to do a video. I'll warn you, this is my third attempt at filming it. The last attempt was completely out of focus and the attempt before was very unflattering. So, hopefully this is third time lucky. Basically, I have my questions written down in the back of my diary. It's going to take a while for me to get through, so I'm just going to jump in. Okay. Oh, and FYI, excuse my like casual clothing. It's a hoodie. It's very horrible outside today and I'm cold and I just wanted to be cozy and comfortable, and I figured since this was a chatty video, I could probably get away with it. I know you don't really care anyway, but I'm saying all the same. So question number 1 is from Tracy Thomas, and it's, what made you first decide to start doing videos? I think going back about 2.5 years ago, it was a really weird time of my life. Like, I'd been gaming like most of my life, like playing World of Warcraft, playing like Xbox games, playing all sorts of games, and I'd lost interest. Like, I still enjoyed games, but nothing, like, at that time there was nothing I wanted to do. Like, I'd sit at my desk and just refresh a few web pages for like a whole evening because I wouldn't want to watch TV, I wouldn't want to play games, I just wouldn't want to do anything. And I can't remember how I found it, but basically I was on YouTube and I think it was probably just like a recommended video, and it was by a girl called BeachBum06, and she did like beauty reviews. And I was watching them and I ended up realising I'd spent about 4 evenings in a row just watching all of her videos, and I was like, okay, I like these videos, something that's actually piquing my interest, you know. And so from there I started watching beauty broadcasts as well, Emily Noel, Miss Glamorazzi, Fleur de Force, and from her I found Sprinkler Glitter. And I just really enjoyed watching the videos, and for me it was always something that scared the living daylights out of me. Not something I would naturally do, get in front of a camera. That's kind of strange for me, I was very camera shy. But I think that's one of the reasons I wanted to do it, to overcome that fear. So I just got my iPhone 4, the front camera, the terrible camera, set it up on top of my computer's base unit and just like hovered it there and sat in front of my computer and just filmed a video, and it was so scary. And it's a terrible video. I still have them all live, every video I've ever filmed. There's about 140 I think. I'll link it below for you to see the horror that was my first video. It's very, very, very cringeworthy. My first few videos were terrible, and it took me probably about 20 videos before I learnt to look at the lens and not the viewfinder. Took me a long time to realise that. But yeah, so that's kind of what made me do it. I wanted to do it, I enjoyed what I was watching with other people doing, and it scared me a lot, so I thought I would give it a go. Second question from Tracy is, who are my favourite beauty YouTubers? Again, it's just all the people I've mentioned, so Miss Glamorazzi, Fleur de Force. Excuse that, that's my cat sneezing. She's had an allergic reaction to an injection that she's had and it makes her sneeze. So she's absolutely fine, she's just sneezing. I don't even know if you picked up on that, but if you hear cat sneezes, that's what it is. Yeah, so Miss Glamorazzi, Fleur de Force, Tati. They're the main ones that I watch for like beauty reviews and things. But then I also like Pixi Woo for tutorials, but more than them I really like Emma Pickles. She does amazing tutorials, and she just has, I know it's a really weird thing to be envious of, but she has really smooth eyelids. They're like, there's no redness, there's no bumpiness, they're really smooth. I'm very envious over them. So products you can't live without. Now, my next person who asked questions, which is Laura McKay, her third question was, if on a desert island, what 3 products would I take? So I'm just going to smush those 2 questions together and answer them in one. The first one would be my Chanel Equiture liquid eyeliner. I have a lot of people come up to me and say things like, oh, your eyeliner looks amazing, oh, you're so good at it, and I'm like, I'm not really, it's this. The applicator is so amazing, it makes it so easy to do like really good liquid eyeliner that it makes it effortless. It's jet black as well. This particular one will last me about 10 months, so you really do get your money's worth out of it. It's about £25–26 now, but I've been buying it for the last, I'd say, 8 to 10 years, and it is so amazing. Absolutely phenomenal. I love it. I would never be without this. And I've tried other ones and they're just not as easy to apply, even if the product themselves may be better, but they're just not as easy to apply. Next would be my HD brow kit, which is in Foxy. The reason I picked this is, for me, I'm happy to go out without foundation, which is being proved by the fact that in January I am not wearing any foundation, so I'm not wearing any today, but I always wear eye makeup. That's kind of like my trademark thing. You'll see me wearing heavier eye makeup more than you will see me wearing lipstick. I tend to go nude lips, like big eyes or whatever. But I have the thinnest, palest, most sparse brows you'll ever find, probably. So they have to be filled in, otherwise you can't see them on my face. So yeah, so HD brow kit. And then, depending on what time of year you ask me, this will probably be a different answer every time, but for eyeshadows, I would say my Urban Decay Vice 2 palette. It's absolutely amazing. There's a phenomenal range of shadows in there. You've got blacks, silvers, gold, pinks, greens, purples, blues, neutrals, mattes, shimmers, glitters. It has it all. So if ever you had to have one palette for the rest of your life, this is the one I would pick, just because it's got everything you could want. Like, it's got all mixtures of colours, and yeah, it's amazing. I love it. So, on to Laura McKay's questions. First one is, who is your style crush? I have not so much a style crush as a person crush, and I don't mean this in a lesbian kind of way, but like just someone who I really look up to, you know, and that's Zoe Deschanel. She's just phenomenal. I love her style, I love her makeup, I love her look, I love how quirky and weird she is. I just think she's awesome. Yeah. I'm really sorry if you can hear the rain right now. This is the first time I thought, the rain's going to stop so I can film, and it's raining. I'm going to progress. I'm just going to push through it. I'm going to push through it, and I know you'll appreciate that. Question 2 from Laura McKay is, who's your blogging bestie? Well, Laura, you should know the answer to this. It's you. It's one of the things I love about blogging is you get to make actual friends. And Laura and I have been friends for a couple of years now, and we've never met in real life, but we're really good friends. And this is the year, 2014 is the year that we will meet up. Not in a stalker kind of way, in a normal kind of, like, we'll go to an event in London kind of IMAX or something kind of way. I'm realising the rain is getting too loud for me to continue, so I'm going to put this on hold and I'm going to come back to it when the rain stops. This could be another day. I will revisit. Next, on to Ella Wheeler, which is question number 7. Did you naturally have confidence, or did it come with time? I would never describe myself as having confidence. I know this sounds strange. I would say I'm more comfortable in front of the camera. Generally, although I come off as a confident person, I'm actually quite a shy person, and I get very, very, very anxious before meeting people I don't know, like blogger meetups and things like that. I'll put myself forward for it because I want to meet these people, but it will stress me out quite considerably, especially if it's in London, because as much as I love London, I find it a very stressful place to be, and just plays havoc with my health. But yeah, I would say that if you look at the first video I uploaded, or the first few videos, they were very awkward, and I did not look natural or comfortable in front of the camera, whereas I feel like now I feel a lot more comfortable, especially if I'm the only person in the house, as I am right now, because my husband's at work. But yeah, I would say for me it definitely came with time, 100%. The more you do it, the more comfortable you'll be, especially if there's no one else around. I find it much more difficult to film a video if I've got like my husband sat next to me, or someone I'm doing a collaboration with, or something like that, or if there's someone else in the house. It makes me feel really weird. So I'm not sure I could ever do proper vlogging, because that kind of really stresses me out, the idea of that. But yeah, to answer your question, Ella, it came with time. Next question is from Jenny Jones, and it's, do you rate Nicole Guerrero? I'm not sure how to pronounce the surname, I'm afraid. Or Wayne Goss. Now, Nicole Guerrero, however you say her name, I don't actually know who she is. I haven't seen her videos. That was kind of the first I heard of her. Wayne Goss, however, I am familiar with. I've watched his videos. I like his videos. I think he does gives some really good tips. I'm not subscribed to him, but I do like him, and I do think he gives good tips. That's the best thing I can say. I don't know what it is. You know how some people, you just kind of click when you're watching them and you think, oh, I really like this. I just didn't get that with him. It's not that I don't like him, it's just that I didn't click in the same way that I have with other YouTubers that I watch. I guess I just don't relate to him the same way as I relate to other people. Question number 9 is from Allison. I'm afraid I've written your surname down really badly and really scribbled and I can't understand what I've written. So I'm just going to call you Allison. You know who you are because you asked the question. What are your favourite makeup brushes and what do you use them for? So I've put a collection of makeup brushes in front of me and the ones that I use them for, and I use almost a different makeup brush on every single part of my face. So for my cheeks I use a Real Techniques blusher brush and I absolutely love this brush. It's very, very, very soft. I like the fact it's domed. It applies blusher very, very, very nicely, almost to an airbrushed finish. I absolutely love this brush. For foundation, I mean, I really love this brush, almost too much. And it's my Sigma Flat Kabuki F80 brush. And I know people absolutely rave about this, and they rave about it for a good reason. It's very densely packed with bristles, and it's another one that can create an airbrush look. For me, when I started using this to apply foundation, it made my foundation look perfect. It made it look airbrushed and just beautiful. Like, foundations I didn't even like it made look good, even if the foundation, because it was rubbish, didn't last well. This made it look good, so I would highly recommend this. Oh, and just as an FYI, I need to wash all my brushes, so I'm sorry about that. That's one of the reasons why I'm not going to be doing a close-up of them. For face powder, it's the e.l.f. powder brush, which is this one here. I think it costs about $3 or £3 depending on where you are, and it's fantastic for picking up a nice amount of powder. I don't like ones that are domed because they tend to pick it up all on the tip and not distribute it evenly on your face, whereas this, when you put it onto the powder, it picks it up all over the surface of the brush and applies it all over very nicely and buffs it in very nicely. This is my go-to powder brush. For eyeshadow, I use my MAC, I think it's a 289. I'm not sure because the number's worn off because it's like 8 to 10 years old. But that just shows how well they last. I think this was about £10 or £12 when I bought it all those years ago. It's a flat shader brush. It's got tapered sides and a tapered tip just a little bit, and I just find it's really good for packing on eyeshadow nice and evenly without sort of much fallout or anything. It's been a staple in my collection for years. And then crease brush, it's the Bedelium Tools 781 brush, which is this one here. It's the green bamboo kind of brush. Again, very nice. It fits in my crease nicely, and I know everyone's going to want different crease brushes depending on the size of your eyes, how hooded they are, you know, and different things like that. For me, my eyes are quite small. I want a fairly precise crease brush, but I don't want it to be too small. So this one works really, really well for me. The Bedelium Tools brushes are lovely. They're such nice quality, and the handle's made of bamboo, which is just great. And then for blending out like the crease and the eyeshadow, I use the Real Techniques Essential Crease Brush. So I don't use it as a crease brush, I use it as a blending brush, just because I find that it's a little bit fluffier than the Bedelium Tools one, and it just blends really, really nicely. I always get the look I want, and it just smooths everything over just really nicely. And then for highlight, I use my Eco Tools highlight brush. So this is in a little travel kit, hence why it's sort of fairly short, but it's really good at doing what it's supposed to do. It's fluffy enough that it doesn't just highlight just straight into the brow, but a little bit more. It's just a really nice brush, and it's just the one that I lean to every time I need to highlight. I don't use my fingers or anything, I always use this. So I hope that answers your question. Next is Emily Higgins, and her question is, what advice would you give to someone just starting out in beauty vlogging? I would always say to be yourself. I think that's kind of a given and everyone would give you that advice, but it really is true. If you're pretending to be someone you're not, or like, for example, if I was all giddy and like happy and smiley constantly, you'd be like, whoa, she's not quite herself today. And it's true, like, you know, it's not my sort of disposition to be crazy, smiley, happy, bouncy. You know, I'd say a happy person in general, but you know, I'm not one of those kind of bouncing off the walls kind of people, and you would think it was strange if I was like that. So yeah, be yourself, and along the line somewhere, I would say you're likely to get people thumbs down in your videos, or maybe even negative comments. Obviously, touch wood, hopefully you wouldn't get any of that, but I think most people, the longer they're on YouTube, the more likely that is to happen. So I would just say, if you get any of that, you just ignore it. I mean, just like, you know, out in the real world, not everyone's going to like you. I know not everyone likes me, it's just the way it goes. You have to deal with it, and you can't please everyone. So all I would say is just Make the videos you want to make them when you want to make them, so never force yourself into making one because you feel like you should, because you're supposed to like put a video up that day and stuff. Just if you're not in the mood for it, just don't do it. It's much better if you do it that way. So be yourself, upload videos when you want to and of what you want to. Ignore any negativity whatsoever, just ignore it, don't voice it out like publicly, just gives them fuel, just ignore it. That's my best advice. But the biggest one is to be yourself. And then Lauren Thornborough asked 2 questions, so 11 and 12. 11 is, which beauty blogs do I read? In all honesty, with working a 40-hour week and filming videos and uploading blog posts, I don't have much time to read blogs anymore, but the ones that I do always go back to is Sandra from the Black Pearl blog. She does great reviews, really like her blog. Tattoo Tea Lady is amazing for skincare reviews. Now she also does makeup reviews as well, but skincare is like her thing. So she's amazing for skincare reviews. Obviously I'm going to say Laura McKay from A Scottish Lass because she's like my best blogging friend, and her blog's just awesome. Again, it's mostly beauty reviews, odd lifestyle posts, kind of like me. But her blog's lovely as well. And there are other ones that my mind is just going blank from, so what I will do is I'll put all those links in the description box below and you can go off and have a look and explore hopefully some new blogs. And then the last question is, what kind of posts or videos do I enjoy watching or reading? So with blog posts, I tend to enjoy makeup reviews that have very high quality photos where you're seeing the product in place. So if it's a blusher being reviewed, you see a picture of the blusher that's really high quality and then you see it on the cheeks. Or if it's eyeshadow on the eyes, foundation absolutely on the face, not on the back of your hand. So that's kind of what I look for. And I also like photography posts, so ones where like someone's gone to the seaside for the day or gone thrift shopping or whatever, and they've just taken some beautiful photos along the way of little bits and bobs. That I really love as well. For videos, I really enjoy watching vlog vlogs. I'll start again. Flird vlogs. I love her videos. Yeah, for vlogs, she's the one I watch really. I don't really watch any other people for vlogs. For beauty videos, I really enjoy watching what people thought of stuff. So Emily Noel's really good for telling you what she likes about a product, and then what she'll do like a picture-in-picture thing where you see her applying it as well, so you can see kind of how it works on the skin, which I really like. And Miss Glamorazzi, her reviews, and everyone else that I've already spoken about as well. So that's it. Just before the rain starts hammering down, I've managed to finish all the questions. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. I hope you're enjoying the new camera and the new quality as well. I'm hoping this is in focus, because when I filmed earlier I wasn't, and I checked this one, it should be in focus. But yeah, have a great day everyone. Don't forget to hit subscribe as well if you want to carry on seeing more of my videos, and I'll catch you guys on my next video. Bye!